If you're thinking about buying a home here in Austin, Texas in 2026, you're probably asking yourself the same question a lot of people are asking right now. Is this the year to buy, or do I keep waiting? I'm William Zhang, a local real estate agent here in Austin, and I work with families every single month. And here's what most people don't realize until it's too late. I get it. Rates are still elevated, prices feel uncertain, and it seems like everyone has a different opinion. But here's what I'm seeing on the ground right now that most people are missing. The buyers who are actually locking in great deals aren't waiting for the perfect moment. They're using the market conditions right now to negotiate things that weren't even possible 2 or 3 years ago. In this video, I'm going to break down 5 things: prices, inventory, builder deals, rates, and who actually has the leverage right now in 2026. All right, so let's start with prices because this is usually the first thing people want to know. Austin peaked hard in 2022. We all remember that. Homes were flying off the market. People were waiving inspections, paying $50,000, $100,000 over asking. That's not what's happening now. Since that peak, Austin has cooled off significantly and prices have come down from those highs. But here's what's important. We're not in a crash. What we're in right now is a stabilization period. Prices have found a range that actually makes sense, and in a lot of the suburbs, they've been holding steady for several months. So if you were hoping to see prices fall off a cliff before you buy, that window has mostly passed. What we have now is a balanced range, not cheap, but not 2022 crazy either. Now let's talk about inventory because this is where it gets really interesting for buyers. In the suburbs, places like Pflugerville, Leander, and Georgetown, inventory is up a lot compared to what we were seeing even 18 months ago. There are more homes sitting on the market, more days on market, and way less of that bidding war pressure that made buying so stressful a couple years back. I'm talking about neighborhoods where you used to have to submit an offer the same day a listing went live, and now those same homes are sitting for 30, 40, sometimes 60 days. That is a completely different buying experience. You actually have time to think, time to negotiate, and sellers are motivated to work with you. That shift in inventory is one of the biggest stories in Austin right now, and a lot of buyers are sleeping on it. Before we dive into these specific suburbs, if you want to tour any of these areas in person, call or text me directly. It only takes a few minutes to set up, and it'll save you hours of research and driving. So now let's get into builder incentives because this is where buyers can save serious money. Builders here in Austin are still hungry to move inventory. They've got communities to fill and quarterly targets to hit, and because of that, they are offering deals right now that are genuinely worth paying attention to. The big one is rate buydowns. Some builders are offering buydowns as low as 3.9% in year 1. Now think about what that means practically. If the going market rate is closer to 6.5% or 7%, a 3.9% rate in year 1 on a $350,000 loan saves you somewhere in the range of $600 to $800 a month compared to market rate. That is real money back in your pocket every single month. And on top of that, builders are throwing in upgrades, closing cost help, and flex cash. You just have to know to ask for it. And you have to have the right agent in your corner who knows which builders are running what deals. And that brings us to rates overall, because I know this is what a lot of people are hung up on. Yes, rates are still higher than the historic lows we saw in 2020 and 2021. That's just the reality right now. But between builder buydowns and seller concessions on resale homes, the effective rate that buyers are actually paying at closing is coming down. A lot of buyers are getting into homes at rates significantly below what the headline number looks like. And here's the thing. If rates drop later, you refinance, you're not locked in forever. But the home you buy today at today's negotiated price, that price locks in the moment you close. Right now, buyers have more leverage than at any point since before the pandemic. So let's talk about where the actual opportunities are right now, because not every suburb is the same. If you're a family buyer looking for the best value per dollar in the Austin area, Pflugerville and Leander are 2 places I keep coming back to. Pflugerville sits northeast of Austin. It's got strong schools, easy access to major employers like Dell and Samsung, and you're still getting into homes at price points that would make a lot of cities jealous. Leander is out northwest and it's got its own thing going. Great master planned communities, the metro rail connection into downtown, and a family vibe that a lot of people relocating from out of state absolutely love. Both of these areas have seen inventory rise, which means more selection, less competition, and more motivated sellers. Now here's the part most buyers skip. And this is a mistake. When days on market are up and sellers are sitting, you have real negotiating room. So use it. Ask for closing cost help, ask for a rate buy down contribution, ask for repairs, ask for credits, ask for upgrades. The worst they can say is no. And with new construction specifically, builders really want to close deals before the end of each quarter. So if you're timing a purchase, end of quarter is when you have the most leverage in those conversations. I've seen buyers walk away with tens of thousands of dollars in concessions just because they asked at the right time with the right agent. One more thing on new construction versus resale, because I get this question a lot. When you factor in a builder's rate buy down over the first 2 or 3 years of your loan, new construction often comes out ahead on total cost, even if the sticker price looks a little higher than a resale home nearby. You have to run the actual numbers, not just compare list prices. A lower effective rate in those early years saves you real money every month. And look, if you're sitting on the sidelines waiting for rates to drop before you buy, just understand the risk you're taking. When rates dropped even slightly in late 2024, competition came back fast in a lot of these suburbs and prices ticked back up. You don't want to be the buyer who waited for the perfect rate and ended up paying more for the house anyway. Here's the bottom line. 2026 is one of the better windows buyers have had in years here in Austin, Texas. More inventory, builder incentives, motivated sellers, and real room to negotiate. That combination does not last forever. If you're relocating to Austin and want a relocation expert to walk you through these neighborhoods in person, that's exactly what I do. I'm William Zhang, a local real estate agent here in Austin, Texas. Grab my free relocation guide linked in the description and call or text me to set up a tour. If you want to see how far $500,000 really goes in Austin, check out my next video. And also, if you're curious about Domain, check this out. Inside the Domain is this Austin's new downtown. You don't want to miss it.